At 4ZZZ, we acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we broadcast. We pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging of the Turrbal and Jagera people. We acknowledge that their sovereignty over this land was never ceded.
And we stand in solidarity with them.
You're listening to Transmission on 4ZZZ, amplifying the trans and gender non-conforming voices of Brisbane and beyond.
Good morning, Meanjin. You're listening to Transmission on 4ZZZ, all about amplifying the trans and gender non-conforming voices of Meanjin and beyond. My name is Ez. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm in studio with a special co-host today.
Hi.
Do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Lou, and I use he, him pronouns as well.
Nice. You do a show too, right?
I do. It's called Generation Triple Z on Z Digital.
Yo! With Mark, Daddy-O.
Yes.
And you both have an excellent program, I think probably about running as long as Transmission, right? About a year? Yeah. You loving it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good fun. Yeah.
What's sort of the premise? Because you guys share like music with each other, right?
Yeah. We interview musicians and mostly parents and kids because it's all about the bridging the gap between, generations.
Filling the gaps with Zeds.
Yeah. And music. And it's fun.
Yeah, it's a great show. Both Kai and I were on Generation Triple Z with Mark and Lou a little while back, and we had an interview talking about this show, and now we've got you here talking about your show.
Yeah.
You! And we're going to be sharing music and having fun. But something that we normally do on Transmission in the morning is we talk about the events and news of the community, what's going on. So I'll start with... On Friday, the 23rd of June at 10 a.m. in Toowoomba at City Library is celebrating and supporting your LGBTQA+ young person. Join Inclusive Counselling Collective for an exploration of the best ways to support and connect with your child or young person. Having worked extensively with LGBTQA+ young people, we want to provide insight into the ways young people have told us they wish their carers connected with and supported them, and offer non-judgmental space to ask questions. So that's a completely free event in Toowoomba City Library this Friday at 10 a.m. Then there's also this Friday, when you're done getting all educated and having a great time with learning things about your community, is Sapphics Double Denim Disco at Queen's Bar, which is 368 Brunswick Street in Valley, Friday at 7:30 p.m. It's $15 with limited tickets. They usually sell out, so if you really want to get in on that, you should. We love Sapphics, always a great, good queer time, and explicitly a trans-friendly event. Yeah, Sapphics, get down. And what else is there?
Well, we also have a June edition queer trans clothing swap on Sunday the 25th of June from 1 to 3 p.m. It's free, and it's on Broad Beach Community Space, 61 Sunshine Boulevard, Broad Beach, in the multi-purpose room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be fun. You can come along to the clothing swap at Broad Beach and bring some clothes, accessories, makeup, anything you want to trade. Please make it healthy. Probably don't bring any underwear. That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't swap those things. Hygiene reasons. But yeah, bring some clothes, accessories, stuff. There's a really cool trans queer clothing swap. I've actually always wanted to do that through transition and with medication and stuff and the testosterone. All my shirts that I used to have, way, way too small, do not fit. They have all been donated. But I wish that I'd gone to a clothing swap. I would like to have handed them on to some young trans folk who'd be like, I love this shirt. It's great, because it doesn't fit me anymore. All yours. So that's cool. Yeah, clothing swap, Broad Beach, Sunday 25th. I was going to give you a bit of an update on the Birth, Deaths and Marriages Act, which has gone through. It's all go ahead, all guns blazing. Our journalist Alexis Pink from the 4ZZZ, who's the 4ZZZ news coordinator, and from Pineapple Rebellion, will give us an update next week on all of that. There's also the Queen's Ball that happened on Saturday, which was my second Queen's Ball. Transmission didn't win anything, but we were nominated in a couple of categories, which I cannot remember off the top of my head now because I obviously was really paying attention. But it was a really amazing time. There were some great speeches, particularly for Busy Lavelle, who won. We're going to do a bit more of a recap on Queen's Ball next week as well. But yeah, it was an amazing time. It was definitely feeling a lot less corporate than it usually does, which is a sign. And it was really nice to see that someone hang a banner over the rafters. Well, not the rafters, but the balcony. They hung a banner over the side that said, "Make Pride accessible." And I thought, if your community are asking for things within your events, I think it's about time you pay attention. So, yeah, that was really, really cool. I'm going to put a photo up of that banner up on the Transmission social medias, at Trans Radio with a Z, and you can check that out. It was a really good night. And, yeah. Community's strong, healthy, and growing, and I'm very proud to be a part of it.
How many genders are there?
I don't know. I just got here.
It's all right. It's okay. That's a terrible joke. You're listening to Transmission on 4ZZZ. My name is Ez. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm here with...
Lou. And I also use he, him pronouns. And I'm disappointed in you.
Yeah, you're disappointed in my terrible joke. They're like... Yeah, as I get older, I get worse at, like, the dad jokes. I just, you know... You know who's really good at, like, puns and dad jokes? Alexis Pink. Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, no, she's very punny. She's all about it. So, before we went to some music, I was talking a little bit about community and Queen's Ball and other things that relate to the LGBTQIA plus community, but particularly the trans community. And Lou is a young queer trans kid who we've hung out a few times. We've painted things together even.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. I think you're a much more proficient artist than myself.
I think yours was gorgeous.
Yeah, I should give some context to the listeners. Lou and I were at a event for Visible Ink and Open Doors. We're doing a crafternoon kind of thing down in Fortitude Valley here at their home base in Green Square. And there was like a painting room where you could do you could paint your own tile for like that was going to go up on this huge mural somewhere. And we decided to go with, what do we think 4ZZZ, the future of 4ZZZ would look like. And so we painted tiles like that. And I remember yours had like some cybernetic enhancements of how radio announcers would do radio. Do you remember that?
Kinda, yeah.
Kind of. I think you had like a watch or something.
Yeah, it was a little dude in the studio with a little, you know, in the movies, like the spy movies where there's...
And like a hologram pops up or something?
Yeah, like a hologram.
And so we'd have like a holographic studio that's like from a smartwatch.
Yeah, that's like where you choose the songs and stuff. I've planned it all out.
You've thought this through.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely more thought out than what I painted. I was just like, here's 4ZZZ with lots of cables just sticking out of it.
Yeah.
And computer chips. I think my idea of the future is now, actually. I'm feeling a bit old. So what do you think about 4ZZZ community broadly? Do you like it? Do you like being here?
No,
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, no, of course I love it.
And have you been enjoying your time here over the last year that you've been hanging out with your dad and everyone at the station?
Yeah, I mean, I've met like so many different incredible people, and it's so inclusive here. It's a whole another family. Like it's amazing. Everyone's so nice.
Aw, yeah, people are pretty nice, except for that one person. I don't know. I'm just...
So mean. Are you talking
Everyone's
about
like,
me?
who is it, me? No, everyone here is lovely. And I guess as like a trans person, it's been one of like the most welcoming, celebratory environments I've ever been in. And I'm really happy for you that you've been able to go through some of your changes, some of your experiences here with all these wonderful, quirky folk of Zed. So
Yes.
yeah. And do you have like a favorite thing about the station?
Well, when you come here, there's always someone else here, and they're always lovely. Like even if you're doing a graveyard shift, there's someone here before you and after you, and they're always lovely.
They're not sleeping? I don't know what happens on the graveyard.
You haven't done a graveyard
No,
fill-in?
I've never done a graveyard. I feel like
You
there's
should.
a bunch of announcers out there going, how dare you, never done your time on the graveyard.
Because everyone's shaking your fist.
Yeah. Because you've done some graveyards, right?
Yeah.
What was that like?
They're very tiring, but you get a lot of adrenaline, so it wakes you up.
Yeah, you're all perky because
Yeah.
you're like, don't want to fall asleep and like forget to turn the mic on or something.
Yeah. It's great.
And have you found any like cool artists since being
Yeah.
here that you like?
I didn't, before I sort of became part of Triple Z, I didn't know any local artists at all.
Mm.
But now it's all of them. That's majority of my playlist.
Yeah, I mean, I think most of my playlist is either local, Australian, or just broadly music that is very similar to the sounds of those local artists. So I get a lot of suggestions. Oh, you listen to a lot of the Cutaways. Here's other bands similar to them.
Yeah.
Not necessarily Australian or local, but that's kind of cool to see. It's kind of like a different way of doing music here, though, right? Because we look at our local community and then from our local community, our taste and flavor in music spreads out from that direction. Whereas a lot of people who listen to commercial radio and pop music, they go from the out and they may never come into the local space. So it's interesting being here and being surrounded by music all the time. We were talking before actually about what kind of music you're into, and you were saying you don't know many trans or like metal bands.
Yeah. Trans or like queer at all, metal or gothic bands. Those
Yeah,
are
right.
the two genres that I'm really into. So like post-punk.
Where's DJ Doom when you need her? I can say that Kai's really the expert on the metal bands, but I have to say that I've picked up on some things.
Oh, yeah.
Kai's taught me some stuff. There's this band, they're Australian, they're called Cry Club. Because I know you listened to some System of a Down back then, like last time we hung out. So this is not really the same category, but it's heavy. It's heavier music.
Oh, yeah.
And Cry Club have this new song called Cry About It. It's absolutely awesome. They're from Naarm. They're down in Melbourne. Amplifying the voices of the trans and gender non-conforming community of Meanjin, Brisbane and beyond.
Transmission on 4ZZZ brings you the latest in trans community news, music and events.
Every Tuesday from 9am till 10am.
Join our team of hosts for an hour of celebrating the unique perspectives of the trans community.
Transmission, Tuesday mornings from 9am till 10am on 4ZZZ. You're listening to Transmission on 4ZZZ, all about amplifying the trans and gender non-conforming voices of Meanjin. And my name is Ez. I use he, him pronouns.
My name is Lou, and I also use he, him pronouns. He's him pronouns.
He's him. Hey, that's not bad. Neo pronouns, we can play around. Why not? Lou and I were just chatting a bit about what's been going on in the US. And Lou, you wanted to chat a bit about how public shows of drag and just drag being banned generally, and it looks like Tennessee have really cracked down. How are you feeling about that?
Well, it's not good, Ez. It's not good.
It's really not good.
Yeah, I think it like sort of blossomed from drag queens reading stories, kids' stories to children, and everyone got terrified. Everyone was so scared that their kids were going to like turn gay or something. I don't know what sparked that, but why?
Why? Yeah. What do you think? Why do you think people do this? Like, why do you think people get afraid of this sort of stuff?
Oh my god, I don't even know.
Do you think it's just because they're different? I mean, look, I don't like drag, right? So I, for me personally, so for me to dress up, you know, do the hair, the makeup, all that sort of thing, especially like a feminine drag performance, it's not really my thing. It doesn't. It's not really. I'm kind of like meh. I don't hate it. I don't love it, but it's not for me.
Yeah.
But do you think that, I don't know, when people get really angry about something like other people dressing in drag or dressing literally however they want, I get very confused why people are upset about someone else making choices for their own life.
How does it affect you? It
Yeah.
doesn't affect...
Oh, but the children!
Oh, yes.
And I'm like, but the children are also other people
Yeah.
with opinions and voices, as you know.
Yeah.
You're a small child once. Probably had plenty of books reading stories about fairies. You know?
Yeah.
So I don't understand, like, why that would be so scary, but Maybe we're just raised with people who aren't so afraid of things. I don't know.
I don't even... I just don't understand.
Do you think... Do you like drag? Do you like watching drag performance and stuff?
Yeah, I love drag.
What about it do you like?
I guess being able to express your feminine side without having to identify as a woman. I mean, you don't have to do drag to express your feminine side. But, like, it's great. It's fun. You get to play a character and dress up.
It's like these dress-ups, yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's different for everyone. So.
I actually, I've done drag a couple of times, but I did drag kinging, which is, I went and got a fake beard.
Oh, nice.
And I went and got, like, a suit, and I did, like, a dance performance and everything, so I, like, took all the buttons off this button-up shirt and, like, sewed Velcro straps onto the inside where the buttons were to create this illusion that it was buttoned up, but I could actually just rip the shirt open very quickly.
That's cool.
Yeah, so, and I had, like, another outfit underneath.
Yes.
And so, yes, that was long before I'd made any realizations about my gender. Was I doing some drag? But yeah, that's playing dress up. That's like trying stuff on and playing as well. And that's what that very much was for me. I wasn't particularly young either. I was like 24 or something when I did that. Yeah, you can play dress ups all the time. Kids play dress ups all the time.
Yeah.
So reading to them in dress up makes sense. No?
Yeah, I mean, if it was a cis woman, then no one would be upset about it.
Yes, that's right. So it's all kind of rooted in, like, biology. People freaking out about biology. It's confusing.
Because it's a man wearing a dress. I know. It's terrifying.
Oh my gosh. Well, maybe don't
Scary
look if you're
stuff.
terrified. I don't know. But I don't know. When people get really angry about stuff and, like, really, like... And we've been reading this article sort of talking a bit about what's happening in Tennessee. And there's a photo here of a far-right protester. I'm not going to mention their name or anything from their organization or group because they don't deserve any more amplification. But, you know, standing out the front of, like, libraries where queer people are reading books to kids and just chilling out, and people holding signs being like, you know, leave kids alone, hate pedophiles, so on and so on. It's like, why are you so angry? It's really confusing.
Why do they care so much?
People act a lot in life, Lou, based off of their own feelings. And when sometimes they don't understand their feelings, they do things that they think make sense to justify those feelings because they're confused by it. And in my experience, men are very confused by their feelings a lot of the time because a lot of the time they've not been taught to talk about their feelings or feel their feelings. And so they get very confused. And then they're only allowed to be angry and show anger. So then if you're only allowed to show anger when you're confused or when things are difficult, then that's how it comes out all the time. And so I see a lot of protesters, usually very angry men. And I wonder why they're so angry when we're so happy and just want to be, like, I don't know, left alone.
Yeah, we're just living our lives.
If you're really angry about something, maybe you should ask yourself why you're angry. And then keep asking yourself why.
Yeah. Maybe put the sign down.
Put
buddy.
the sign down.
Put it down.
Yeah.
Stop that. Stop it.
You know who needs to leave kids alone? You guys need to leave
Yeah.
kids alone. Kids love dress-ups.
Yeah.
Damn it. Anyway, you're listening to Transmission on 4ZZZ. My name is Ez. I use he, him pronouns.
My name is Lou, and I use he, him pronouns.
Yes. We were just chatting about drag and how that's been banned in the US, in Tennessee, and then some of the, I don't know, really upsetting stuff that's happening around that, and it's just getting really blown up. Drag's been around for gosh knows how long, but now people are having an issue with it. And Lou and I were just sharing our thoughts about what we think, why people are like this, why people get so angry. And Sass messaged in saying, my 2 cents for this chat, if you want it, is drag's a great form of play and also exploration of concepts in a more free and artistic way. Also, great to try on new ways of showing up in the world and seeing how others react to you. What do you think about that? Do you agree with that sentiment?
Yeah. I mean, drag is different for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
And this pretty much captures everything about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's free, it's artistic, it's a way to just I don't know, show up for yourself as well. We're all kind of doing drag every day, though, when you think about it.
What do you mean by that?
Go on. Well, I mean, drag is performative, right? So if you're dressing up in a way that you feel is performative, isn't that kind of, in a way, reenacting something or playing a role you think you need to play? Or, you know, drag is also like a way to counter that as well. It's like, well, actually, no, I want to be my authentic self, and drag is part of that. But for some people, you know, getting up in the morning, putting on a suit or a nice dress or a skirt, a pencil skirt and some heels, and you go to your job and you sit at your desk and you do your things, and you do this every day because that's what you're told to do. That's the performance you've been told to play. That's a kind of dress up as well. I'm a grown up now. I've got to look like this and I got to cut my hair like this, and yeah. I completely reject all those notions, but
Yeah.
I like to dress for me. I like to grow my hair how I want. And the great thing about being trans is, especially once you feel confident to be out in the world, is that you get to dress up how you want when you want, and you finally feel like your body is your own, and you get to do whatever you want with your body because it's yours. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your hair's really long. I've been noticing that you've been growing that out. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, so I'm leaving it alone.
Yeah.
And you've cut your hair.
I have. Yeah.
have.
I'm going with like a stylish mullet.
I love a good mullet.
Yeah, I don't really like long hair, but I also, I don't know, I'm willing to try things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love your hair. It just sticks up in its little.
Yeah, so I got a fringe wave.
Yeah.
It just goes like that. I don't do anything to it. Just have a wave on my forehead.
It's a little beach.
Yeah, I was nervous because with testosterone, it's very common that you can go bald pretty quickly, particularly for trans guys.
Oh.
But it's all genetics, so it all depends on. They used to think it was through the mother's genes, but they're actually finding that it's paternal, so your father's side.
Oh.
What kind of hair you end up with, and how much body hair you end up with.
Oh.
Yeah, you ever thought about anything medical? I know
Well,
I know you're not at the moment.
I mean, do you mean like for the future?
Yeah. Do you plan on doing anything that way with being trans, or how do you like to express your gender and do these things?
I mean, I just kind of like what you said before. I don't want to conform to whatever I'm supposed to look like. I like doing my hair, so I'm going to keep it long
Nice.
for now. And I'm going to dye it ridiculous colors, and it's going to look crazy, and I'm going to love it.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait for you to have ridiculous colors and it to be long too. You're going to be like, yeah, you're going to be nice. It'll be a loud statement. You'll be like, yes.
Yeah.
I think I had like pink and blue and green. I don't know, I've had so many different colors in my hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really want to tease it up. Like have a short-ish fringe. Like I'm not gonna do this right now, but no, but like I want to tease up the back so it looks insane, and then just have this weird fringe,
Like have like
a bat's nest.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's totally doable.
and then look like a corpse, like with makeup and stuff.
Right. Just fitting in with like the goth style. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know Andrew Bartlett interviewed some people from the goth community on Talking Zeds last week? You should have listened to that. Yeah. You can listen back to anything on 4ZZZ, listeners. If you go to 4ZZZ.org.au, you can check out our programs there and our schedule, and you can listen back up to like 5 or 6 episodes of any show. You can also, if you liked hanging out with us today, you can listen to Generation Triple Z with Mark and Lou on Z Digital. I'm going to put a link on the Transmission Facebook page so you can have a listen to these two. It's so wholesome listening to you and your dad hang out. It's interesting to see how when you share music to do the crossing the gap between generations and like what music overlaps. Are you finding that's really cool? Like,
Yeah.
Are you learning a lot?
I don't know a lot of people my age who listen to the same music as me, because everyone's into like mainstream pop, like Ed Sheeran and stuff. You know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, respect if you like that stuff, but I do not.
Yeah, it's not my vibe. Ed Sheeran was really big when I was your age. He just sort of like took off with a song called Angel or something. I can't remember how it goes. He was like really small time when he first started out. I remember him. He also he could not sing actually at all, like even remotely. He talks a lot about it, that he could not sing, and he worked very, very, very hard to sing because he really struggled.
Wow.
So credit to him. But it's not really my thing either.
Yeah.
My thing is more like, what's being played in my city? I want to know the sounds of my city. I want to know the sounds of people from my community as well. Yeah. And my community is Zed, and the trans community of Brisbane as well. Yeah. It's great. I hope you've enjoyed tuning in to Lou and I today on Transmission. Thank you so much for coming in and hang out with me.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Good fun.
Yeah, we'll get you back. We'll talk about some other things too. Maybe next time we'll pick even more music, and I'm going to try and get some trans metal bands. We'll see if we can see if we can make something happen. Yeah, let's get real heavy up in here on a Tuesday morning. You've been listening to Transmission on 4ZZZ. Thank you so much, and see you next Tuesday. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to Transmission. See you next Tuesday, 9 to 10 a.m. on 4ZZZ.